As we all know, Teofimo Lopez and Rollie Romero go way back, and were pretty close and good friends back in the day. But it seems like they started having beef lately for some apparent reason. They both have been going back and forth on social media and on interviews lately, and they're both taking shots at each other. And this one is the latest from Teofimo Lopez. He states that Rollie Romero is coming off a really bad back injury. He also said that he got neck problems and hopes that Pitbull CRUZ can capitalize on this. And this is what we're going to be talking about next. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding the notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding ding. Okay champs, let's get started. As we all know, a few years ago, Rollie Romero and Teofimo Lopez were pretty close and were good friends. They were often in videos together and they used to talk good about each other. And it looks like they were both always hyping each other up. And they were so close that I have never seen other fighters joke around like they did. For example, Rollie would call Teo Little Junk Teo, and Teofimo would call Rollie Raw Dog Rollie, even though he used to wear protection. So that's the type of way they would joke around. And I do not believe anybody would joke around like that unless you know somebody well or unless you guys are close. Because to me, those are fighting words. I don't know anybody that would let that slide without knowing that person. And I remember this specific video of Teofimo Lopez and Rollie were both FaceTiming Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. This happened when they were younger, and Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis were trolling Rollie. They were stating that Rollie had the worst boxing style they ever seen, and they were clueless how Rollie had made it that far with that style. I believe Rollie was still undefeated at that time, and Teofimo Lopez was sticking up for Rollie. It was so long ago that Teofimo Lopez was not named the TAKEOVER yet. He was named Slick Boxer Gordo. Also, in another interview, Rollie was asked if he would ever fight Teofimo Lopez, and Rollie stated that he would never fight Teofimo because that was his close friend. And the only way that he would fight Teofimo is for $100 million. That way he knows if Teofimo does not accept a fight for $100 million, that means he does not like Rollie and is not his true friend. Because that is a lot of money not to make the fight whether you're friends or not. So all of this took place years ago before they were both famous and had made a name for themselves. But as we all know, boxing is a lonely sport and there are no friends in boxing. To me, being a boxer is kind of like being a lawyer in a way. It's only one-on-one and only one person can win. But fast forward to today, and Rollie and Teo have been taking shots at each other and it's slowly been escalating. So recently, Rollie started negotiating a fight with Ryan Garcia, but the negotiations did not go well. And Rollie Romero stated that he did not believe Oscar De La Hoya truly wanted to make that fight happen. And Rollie got mad at De La Hoya and he believed that De La Hoya ruined that fight. So all of this left a bad taste on Rollie's mouth. So Rollie gets mad and tweets, "I do not like how Oscar De La Hoya makes business." And he clowns on Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia. Rollie said, "F Ryan Garcia, F Golden Boy, F The Zone, and F Oscar De La Fishnets. He has the worst streaming platform that there is." Oscar De La Hoya claps back and says, "How dare you disrespect me like that? I'll offer you a ton of money to fight Ryan Garcia and you turn it down. Now you're gonna fight Pitbull CRUZ for pennies. Good luck." So Teofimo Lopez sees all of this and he brings out an old video of him and Rollie sparring from 2017. And from what I seen from the video, Teofimo Lopez beat the living ish out of Rollie Romero. That sparring was not even close. It looked like an elite level boxer at the highest level sparring a guy that just barely joined boxing that morning. It did not even look like an amateur going against a pro. So to me, bringing out a video like that is a diss. And Teofimo Lopez adds to the video, "Don't worry, Oscar, I'll beat him up like I did before," and says, "Rollie, that's what you get for disrespecting the legend." Revenge on Rollies. Rollie did try to save face from that video, stating that he was out of shape, and before that he had busted Teofimo's nose open. Rollie also stated that was just a small part of the video, but I do not believe that. Seeing that video makes me realize why Rollie does not want any part of Teofimo. Teofimo Lopez is not just one level above Rollie, he's like 10 levels above Rollie. Teofimo Lopez will stop and embarrass Rollie in a real fight. So Rollie in a different video says, "I thought I knew Teofimo Lopez," and he states that he knows a lot about Teo. He says that he actually saved Teo from killing himself. And as we all know, Rollie really goes off on everybody. But on that video, it looked like he was kinda butthurt about Teofimo Lopez's actions. You can tell Teofimo Lopez releasing that sparring video kinda got to Rollie. But I believe Teofimo Lopez got mad at Rollie for releasing that video of him trying to save him killing himself. So that's why I believe Teofimo Lopez released his latest video about Rollie. And Teo stated that Rollie is coming off a really bad back injury, and he also has neck problems. And you guys probably did not know about that. Well, I did, and I know a lot of stuff, and it's time to expose everyone. And adds, maybe Pitbull can capitalize on that and take advantage. Do you guys remember next Friday, Uncle Elroy, my neck and my back? I wonder who actually started this beef. But to me, it seems that Teofimo Lopez started this for no apparent reason. Because Teofimo Lopez is not from Golden Boy, he is from Top Rank. Because I believe that's when everything started, when Rollie Romero disrespected Golden Boy and Oscar de la Hoya. If you guys know if the beef is before that, comment below so I can check it out, because I really thought they were close, and the only thing I could think of, there is no friends in boxing. And now Teofimo Lopez sees Rollie not as a threat but as an accomplishment, since they are both in the same weight class and Rollie is a champion, and Teofimo knows that he's eventually gonna have to fight Rollie. And maybe by saying all of this, he could build up the fight to be a mega big fight. Because starting beef like that, this fight has a potential to sell a lot of pay-per-views. But then why will he tell Pitbull about Rollie's back problems? But it's not like in boxing, you're allowed to hit in the back. So it's not like he told him he has a rib injury or a concussion. But do you guys think the back injury information will change Pitbull's strategy against Rollie? And will Rollie change his strategy now that Pitbull knows about his back injury? And also, Rollie has a new trainer. Do you think he will fight different? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, share the video, like the video, subscribe, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.